There's stories about, you know, those what was those young boys that he had, a group B5 or something like that, trying to get them. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Puff and Ja Rule was cool. But at one time, Puff was trying to trick Ja Rule into going at Jay-Z. But now him and Jay-Z is like freaking frat. It's crazy how things work out, huh? And cause he's a Jay-Z fan, and you know, he's a boss himself, but you know, that love him some Jay-Z. Bro, and I told that bruh, Jay is this type of he wouldn't piss on you if you was on fire.
There's stories about, those young boys, that he had a group B5 or something like that trying to get them, yo. It's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people, Puff, and Ja was cool. But at one time Puff was trying to trip Joe into going at Jay-Z. But now him and Jay-Z is like freaking frick crazy how things work out, huh? And 'cause he's a Jay-Z fan. And you know he's a boss himself. But you know that love him some Jays, who and I told that pro Jay is just type of, he wouldn't piss on you if you was on fire. Did you know that Jay-Z and P. Diddy have been friends for over 2 decades, from dropping tracks together to smashing the charts on joint tours? The two music mogul seem to have an amazing friendship. But as it turned out, it ain't all sunshine and rainbows, with Cassie's CNN footage and other lawsuits coming up. Sean Diddy Combs is about to be sent to jail. But Jay, his best buddy, has been hella quiet about it. Is Jay's afraid of something? Well, fellas, Gandil has revealed up a shocking revelation, and y'all are not ready for it. Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this, man. Let's stop doing these interviews, man, about this, 'cause people ain't getting it. He did not want the beef with the Crips. Puff ain't want the beef with the dog pounds snooping them. Or whatever beef started, that beef, you understand what I'm saying. Puff ain't none of that beef. So what I'ma do is, y'all want the sheep, I'ma put him out. The Pastor Puffy, he made a comment on Biggie birthday. And he made this comment to Jay-Z and Fat Joe. And he said that while they was in LA, they took ecstasy while they was shooting a music video, hypnotized. Is it any truth to that? From what you know, bro, he lying. And the truth ain't in him. Do you hear what I'm saying? I've seen the autopsy report of Big's death. The complete autopsy report, you understand, hypnotized, was shot, you understand, about a week, or not even a full week, before Big's death. They test his liver, his kidneys, and all his other. And there was not no drug ecstasy in his system. See all that is, whereas that, what can I say right now to get me attention? What can I say to stop people from thinking, oh, I didn't go to Brooklyn for the celebration of Big 50th. I didn't go to the party. I didn't go to none of the things that New York had opened up the city to celebrate break for Big. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw people off by saying and bring another little attention to, like, oh, yummy, Big was doing a, come on, man, Big was doing a lot of other pain pills, a lot of other stuff like that because of his situation, but ecstasy was not one of the things that was in his system. Go see the Ozer report. It's evidence that's out there that Puff and Big wasn't as close as they tried to make it seem. You understand what I'm saying? Big was leaving the label. Big wanted his marketing back. Big wanted his publishing back. So he found out, as being an artist, yo, the money is in the publishing, the money. I make money by my name and my face and my marketing. Probably make more money in the publishing than he do doing tours. And all this other bad boy, take 50% of your publishing. If you artist now, you got 50% left that's got to be shared with producers, other writers, and the artist. Then he bought big portion of that for another 200,000. Come on, man, that's what your man do to you when you down and out. And you made him millions. So it's a guy, right? It's a guy named Uncle Run, right? I don't know if you've seen this video. You should have seen the video. It went viral. It was a real big video, man. It went viral, man. And his name is Uncle Ray. And he claims that he used to work for Puffy. He was one of Puffy bodyguards. And he said that Puffy offered him $30,000 to kill Biggie for his publisher. How you feel about that, yo? And do you know this guy well first? And foremost, you got to realize this, anybody can come on this internet and say anything, right? And dude is getting a whole lot of attention because people even calling me asking me about him, you know. And I don't know him from a can of paint. He even mentioned my name, saying that I know what I know, I don't know what he knows. But I do know this, that is only 3 people that had contracts with Puff. And Bad Boy Me Wolf and Paul offer. If he didn't come through Paul, offers security, Greengate Security. He didn't have a contract with Puff. 'Cause anybody who worked for Puff, other than me and Wolf, came through Greengate Security. That was Paul's security thing, especially at the time that he was saying that he worked for Puff or Puff. Offered him $30,000 now. Anybody knows this, that Bad Boy took 50% of all this artist publishing. Right, 50% of all the artists publishing straight out the rip. Then Puff gave Big $200,000 for the rest of his publishing. So what publishing did he was trying to get and keep from Puff? You understand what Puff was trying to get when he already had it. He had already paid for it. What part of the catalog was he talking about? I don't understand that. And then he said that Puff offered him $30,000. I can't say he lied, but I can say that he wasn't a part of Bad Boy Security. That I knew everybody who worked during them days, you understand. And I don't know dude from a can of paint. So whoever this Uncle Ron dude is, he's a liar, then he's a fraud. Is he a fraud, bro? He's what he is. He wasn't part of our security. That I knew of, not at that time. He never been on no trips with us. He never been at no parties, no nothing. So is he a fraud? The internet will have the real looking fake and the fake looking real. Put it together. How could he want Biggie publishing when he already had it? That's where he up at. That's where he up at. How you want something that you already own? Yeah, you right, I know. And that's where he up at. Bad Boy owns 50% of already. As an artist, they got a 100, just they got 100%. Bad Boy takes 50% right off the top. Then he gave Big $200,000 for the rest of his publishing. So now the other stuff goes to the producers or whatever of the music. So what is he talking about? Whoa, hold up. Could Sean Diddy Combs really be tied to Biggie's death? If you're a hip-hop fan or just love a good conspiracy, you already know all about the wild theories about the notorious Biggs murder. Over 2 decades later, the mystery around Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls, still has everyone talking and the internet buzzing. Some folks believe Biggie's crew might have had a hand in his death. Diddy's former bodyguard Jan Deal, as we saw earlier, is one among them who hinted that someone within Bad Boy Records might have set Biggie up. Was it an inside job? Who knows? But every rumor has got an iota of truth to it. Gandil also spoke about some interesting rumors surrounding Puffy and Ja Rule. He claimed that Diddy tried to make Ja Rule go against Jay-Z. Is Jay-Z staying quiet because he knows too much? Or is he just playing it safe? Jay-Z, he made a comment on Biggie's birthday, and he said that Biggie wanted him to move to Atlanta with him. You know about that. Well, you know the industry at that time start moving all the money and the paper soft, do you understand? Whereas that they was trying to get artists who they could give $200, $300,000 budgets, and they could turn them into $50 and $60 million incomes. So the budget was moving down south, you understand what I'm saying? So I can see Big and other artists want to be down there, 'cause it was the cost of living was much cheaper back then. You understand what I'm saying? I look at it like it was all probably instrumental and planned out because the industry was pushing more of they giving more of their contracts now for southern rappers than they was rappers that was coming out the north. Out of curiosity, how close with Jay-Z and Biggie? Was they real close? I guess they were close. Jay spoke well of him. Big spoke well of him. I think they were pretty close, 'cause they say whenever W would get a hit, they would go, see each other, you know what I'm saying, and tell, __, to step each other game up after they play their song for him. Did Biggie ever speak about Jay-Z When he was around you now, only time I heard anybody ever spoke about Jay-Z, it was when Puff was trying to get Ja to go at Jay-Z. We had took a G4 jet. I don't know if it was North Carolina, or we left Atlanta, we took a jet, either to North Carolina. I think it was North Carolina. They were doing some kind of show. And Sarah was on that plane, and Puff was trying to convince J-Rue that he needed to go at Jay-Z 'cause Jay-Z was being disrespectful, and Jay-Z thought he was that dude. And I don't think Joe was falling for it. But he wanted Ja to go at Jay-Z. And he was going to try to push that envelope for that to happen because it was something about a show and a lineup. And that I think Jay felt disrespected, or Jay-Z was trying to disrespect Jayon on that show card, or whatever like that, and Puff was trying to give him some kind of strategy to get at a Jay-Z, yeah. I felt that real funny, so Puffy was instigating trying to start a beef between Jay-Z and Ja. Yeah, he was trying to start a beef between Ja and Jay-Z. First and foremost, I just want to say I know a lot of people want to hear these store stories and everything like that, 'cause this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube, or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen, and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as what you call that, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff, and he's in the exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping right, he's shopping.